It is a huge, huge job, and no one knows it better than former Defense Secretary Bill Cohen. He joins me now. Secretary, great to have you on the show. I just want to start first on these ICC arrest warrants. How significant is this, that it issued a warrants for both Netanyahu and Yoav Gallant?
Well, it's not a great thing for the Israeli prime minister and his former defense minister. To be on that list is not something to be desired in any circumstances. It puts them in very bad company in terms of those that have been indicted in the past. The difficulty is that the ICC doesn't have jurisdiction in Israel, and Benjamin Netanyahu is not likely to be traveling anywhere soon that would subject him to arrest. So I think in that sense, he's going to be more isolated in Israel. He obviously has a friend in the White House. President Biden is his friend, notwithstanding whatever disagreements they've had in the past. And President Trump is a strong supporter of the prime minister. So I think at this particular point, the ICC has a warrant out, but I don't think any ability to enforce it, either against Mr. Putin or against Bibi Netanyahu.
Yeah, he's pretty restricted now. The United States also does not belong to the ICC, and therefore the arrest warrant doesn't apply here. But, many other American allies do belong. Most of Europe, 124 countries in all, now have this arrest warrant. So Netanyahu literally can't go anyplace except Israel and the U.S.
Those are the restrictions. There are 124 countries where he could be subject to arrest. Those countries will have to then make a decision as to whether they would enforce it. They might, or they might, under pressure, refuse to do so. I think it's too early to tell. Again, it's not a helpful thing for Prime Minister Netanyahu.
Yeah.
And something to be avoided.
All right, switching gears, the incoming defense secretary, whoever he or she is, will have to deal with a lot. It's not an understatement to say that there are significant geopolitical challenges going on nearly every place on Earth. Talk a little bit about how big this job is. It's Pete Hegseth, who's been nominated, is a vet who has served with honor. But does that make him qualify to run what amounts to the biggest company in the world with 3 million employees and a budget of $900 billion?
Well, it's the most exciting and the most exhausting job in the universe. I think second only to being President of the United States, and I think the travel schedule even eclipses those of the President. But you have a number of audiences. Obviously, you have to make sure that you're managing the best you can with a tremendous support team. There's no one person that goes into that office and says, I have control of the entire organization. You have to have a great team. And there you can't just accept mediocrity. You have to have top flight people, really capable, who know the business of defense and who know Capitol Hill and who know the international business as well. So that individual who goes in there must go in eyes wide open that you're going to be put to the test every day, 24/7. I know that I got by on roughly 4.5 hours of sleep a night, but the adrenaline, the exhilaration keeps you going for that 4-year period. But beyond that, you have these multiple audiences. You have to satisfy the commander-in-chief. You have to keep Capitol Hill satisfied. You have to deal with all your NATO allies and confront potential adversaries, be it China, Russia, any other country who might test the United States, including North Korea.
Yeah.
All of that is on the plate for the next Secretary of Defense.
Americans voted for Trump to basically interrupt the status quo. And in a sense, I guess, Pete Hegseth would interrupt the status quo. At the same time, does his lack of traditional experience give him real challenges?
Well, I think it does, obviously. But once again, if he were to come in as Secretary of Defense, he's got to have a team. His Deputy Secretary of Defense is going to be critical to him. His Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, the Vice Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, these four, the big four, and plus your professional staff, all are designed to help you cope with all of the issues you just raised. So it's not just a one-man, one-woman job. It's a total government job, and that's what he'll have to hire, if he's confirmed, hire the best and the brightest.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.